It's time.
You are.
Streaming
It is
live.
time.
Streaming live. We live. We live. Welcome, 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 welcome. We say the Simi Braxton show, but I would rather, I would like to call it a gathering. A gathering. We're gonna get right to it. We're gonna start off with Stephanie in the streets. My co-host Stephanie Beard is with me today. She had some business to take care of last week, and we're glad she's here with us today. And she's got some things to share with us today. After that, we're gonna do some soul stroking in the next hour of the show. So stick around, hang out, and we're gonna talk about some things that's been going on in the street. So without further ado, here's the lovely Stephanie Beard in the
What's,
streets.
what's up, everyone? What's up? You're listening to In the Streets with your girl, Stephanie Beard, where we're covering the most talked about stories and entertainment, pop culture, politics. And today we got everything from breaking headlines to exclusive insights. Now, if you want to stay ahead of the curve and know what's going on, what's really going on, you're in the right spot. This is where the streets meet the stories. Let's go. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and start out with some sports. So this past week, I believe it Sunday, the Oklahoma Thunders, one of the youngest, if not the youngest team in the NBA today, has won the NBA Finals, the championships. They are the 2025 NBA world champions. And SGA, the little youngster, he got the MVP award, which is well deserved.
Yeah,
Sammy, did you get to see the game, Sammy?
I saw part of it. I was pulling for Indiana. I was really
Yes.
pulling for Indiana. Uh, but when that guy got hurt, I knew it was kind of like over for him, and so I stopped watching it, because I knew it was over, and I was
Oh,
watching it over my mother-in-law's house, and then I went home.
oh, okay. Uh-oh.
So
Oh, okay. Well, Halliburton, who is the star of the Indiana Pacers, because we talked about it before. You said you wanted Indianapolis
uh
to win, and I'm like, I think OKC deserve it. They little young team. They won 68 games during the whole entire season. They were top team throughout the whole season. So, but the game was close. Game 7 was close without Halliburton being in the game, Sammy. It was really weird because he got injured in game 5. Halliburton got
yeah,
injured in game 5. He came back a couple days later in game 6 and played really well. And Indianapolis won that game.
wow,
Yeah. And then
wow,
he gets in game 7, and in the first quarter he goes down. He goes down, it's
uh
over. And they said possible Achilles, but I understand he's already had surgery because it's going to be some healing time for him.
huh.
But
So
congratulations again to the Oklahoma City Thunders.
yeah,
I wish I had my roadcaster
congratulations to
set
him.
up. Yeah,
So let me
yeah.
ask you a question
Mm-hmm.
about the Oklahoma City Thunder. Do you think that they have a chance to be a dynasty team?
I do, and that's what they've been talking about on all of the sports channels. Will this be a dynasty like Golden State Warriors? I believe so. They have some first round picks that they have, and the guys that they have there are on contracts for 2 to 3 years, so they have a great young team. Why
Uh,
mess up? All they could do is bring in more value to the team. So I really believe that
uh,
they could create a dynasty. They are definitely not like a one-time team. I don't believe that, you know. Um, and then in
you think they
other
have a
news,
chance to win it next year?
uh, there's a big possibility, Simi, because again, like I said, they conquered the entire season this year. They were the best team throughout the entire season. They had the best record for the Western Conference and overall with both Western and Eastern Conference. So yeah, I believe they could win. Sometimes it's hard to win back to back,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm glad that OKC won. I was rooting for them. Um, so, but then I also want to talk about what happened with my Lakers. You know, my Lakers, Jerry Genie Bus basically sold the team to the Dodgers owner. His last name is Walter. I'm trying to pull up, and I had all my information already set. And then, of course, when you do shows, nothing's right there again. But the Lakers were purchased for, I believe, $10.5 billion. And the owner,
Wow.
his last name is Walters,
Yeah.
and Beanie Bus. The Bus family has sold the majority of the ownership of the Lakers to Mr. Walters, and I think it's a good thing because he's going
Yeah.
to come in. He's going to make some changes, and he's made. You know, he's helped make the Dodgers champions, and he and Magic Johnson are really good friends. They're business partners, so I look forward to the Lakers hopefully doing something different because we are not back in those Jerry Bus days. We are in the Jeannie Bus days, who I don't know what happened to her.
Right.
So
Right.
but
So
she was
so
still
so what does that mean for the team? What does that mean for the Lakers? That we now that we got this new because I'm a Laker fan, as you know, and you know, it's really hard for me to watch basketball unless, you know, the Lakers are competing. You know,
right.
I love the game, but you know, I'm such a Laker fan. And I'm really concerned about the future of the Lakers and what they're doing over there in LA with the Lakers, and how they're going to build a championship. Are they going to build a championship team, and how they're going to build a championship team?
I think they can now. This new owner, his name is Mark Walters. So again, like I said, he owns the majority of the Lakers now. The Bus family still have some ownership, but he has the majority. So he calls the shot pretty much.
Uh-huh.
And Jeannie Buss will still be involved with the Lakers. She'll be governing the Lakers. However, Mark Walter, and again, like I mentioned, Magic Johnson is involved with Mark Walter. So now Magic is coming back in the picture, hopefully, to give some type of advice to Mark Walter, who pretty much know what he's doing. Like I said, he helped make the Dodgers as successful as they are right now. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to be surprised that he does something different with the Lakers. I think he could help us get back to championship status.
Did we get rid of Luca?
No, Luca actually is still on the team. LeBron is still on the team. However,
Okay.
Luca, JJ Redick, I understand, came to Luca and said, "Listen, you got to get in shape. You have to get in shape. That's what it is." So Luca looks good. I've seen some video of him lately. He looks like he's getting in shape. He's losing weight. He looks toned. So because that's why they got rid of him from Dallas.
Yeah.
You know,
He's a great player. He's a great player. I think that he'd be good for, you know, to fit some pieces around him so that he can lead. What about the LeBron James thing? Is he gonna leave or what?
no,
Because he seems
LeBron.
like more of a thorn in the flesh when it comes to the Lakers.
I think that LeBron needs to retire. I've been saying it for the last year and a half, and hopefully he take heed, or at least take. I mean, don't get me wrong, LeBron still play at a high level of basketball for his age. He really does. When we were making runs, he was a big part of it. It's just his personality for me on the floor. He's no longer the best player. It's Luka's team now.
Right.
And I don't think that LeBron would go and sit on the bench and let these other players play. I just don't see him doing that. So for me, I would rather him just retire, and then if you want to come in and help JJ Redick, do that. But
well, you know, it doesn't seem like he's chasing. You know, he was chasing rings, but now it seems like he's chasing records. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's all about the records for him now because he's not going to get the rings. And not only that, I'm wondering this: do they keep Bronny or does Bronny get cut? His son.
I think if we can get somebody else on there and get Bronny off, I think Bronny should go somewhere else and experience basketball without being under his dad's wing. I think he made history. They already made the history. He came on Lakers team. They played together. You've done that. So, like you said, LeBron is no longer chasing rings, but he hasn't won a real ring here in Los Angeles. He won in a bubble. Okay, that's what it is. Some say there's an asterisk. Some say there isn't. I believe it's an asterisk. It's not. Dwight. I was looking at a show on YouTube, and Dwight Howard was talking about how it was a real ring. We won. It was hard. People were, we had to go through all of this and that to win. So he counted it as a real win. Of course he does, because that's his only ring. But yeah, I think that LeBron needs to retire. Let us do something. Take that money that
is he going to retire? That I mean, just because you can play doesn't mean you should stay there. I think that, to me, he's being selfish.
Yeah.
Not giving other people the opportunity. How old is he? 40 this year?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he's 40 years old. It's time to retire. Hang those shoes up. He's broke many records. He has rings. You'll never be Kobe.
Never going to be broken.
Right. But he'll never be able to be in Los Angeles Kobe status. I think for him, in Cleveland, he can be that, but not here in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Yeah, he that's kind of, he's not going to be the Laker legend.
No.
Like Kobe.
He could never be a Laker legend at all.
Like Shaq. Shaq is a Laker legend.
Of course.
Kobe, Shaq, Kareem, Magic.
Yeah.
They're Laker legends. But I don't think LeBron will be in that number like that.
No. Not at all.
Yeah.
But we got the ownership, 10.10 billion sale approved. Jeannie Buss has finalized the sale of a majority stake in the Lakers to the billionaire Mark Walter, who is also the co-owner of the Dodgers. And like I said, the deal valued at $10 billion. That's a lot of money.
Wow. I know, huh?
Yeah. So, but what that means, Simmy, is that he has a lot of pull in the front office infrastructure. So he's able to create that front office now. He is the last say so. It's no longer the Buss family. It is Mark Walters now. So then I think that would then make where we make the decisions because or he makes the decisions now, because Jeannie Buss haven't been making the greatest decisions lately. So
right.
So anyway, that's that right there. What's up, Evan? That okay. I'm trying to read it because it's tiny. I can't see without my DMCs. All right, you guys, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to some politics. What's going on in the world with Trump, with the orange man, with the crazy sociopath that we have as a president? I am embarrassed about this man being our president, Sibby. Oh my God, it's crazy. So
you know what? You know me when it comes to the politics and everything that's happening out in the world.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing things, that he went and bombed Iran. He sent some people over there to bomb Iran. Why? Why did that happen?
Well, they were saying that Iran and
he went over there to bomb Iran.
Yeah, but there are different opinions on why and should have. There are people who said he's done the right thing. He should have went over there and did what he did to help the Iranians. So I don't know. I haven't dug deep into it, but I do know that the Israel-Iran tension, and then we in the U.S. intervened. I do know that the fire is supposedly deceased. So cease has been declared. And so the United States brokered, and Trump, he's going to take all the credit for it. It said broker a truce between Israel and Iran. And following the airstrikes that the American, that we went in, the Americans did, the Iranian nuclear facilities that appear to have delayed the program for only months. So that what they're saying is members of Congress are definitely questioning Trump's authority to approve such strikes without prior approval, because he just goes out there and do what he wants. Do this, do that,
Right.
and people are doing it. He doesn't go through the process of getting approvals, even though he's the president, because again, he's a sociopath. And sociopaths, they have to have control and they have to be superior to everyone. And you'll find that out about Diddy. I was just talking to Gina about that. We're going to get into the Diddy information. But yes, they're saying that fire have been ceased. And let's hope that it doesn't go any further with that. I know that it has affected the stock market. So it is true, because the stock market was in the positive. It was in the green today, wasn't in the red. So that's a good thing. Monday it was in the red because people didn't know which way this was going to go. We then do some airstrikes on Iran, and then people have different opinions. Like I said, people are saying they should have done it. People have said they shouldn't have done it. So, but I don't have I just feel like Trump.
So is the economy doing better with him being in office?
No, I think it's the same as it would have been with Biden, but he does have a little more influence on it, especially with the Elon Musk situation that happened recently, when they were first having all this great bromance, and then they started butting heads because Trump took away the grants for Tesla. And then, of course, Elon went on X and started talking bad about the president. It's like, this is the world we live in. It's crazy to me. Like, we got to deal with two controlling, narcissistic, sociopath men butting heads, and it does. It affects our economy. So, I think the stock market, since he's been in office in January, I think the stock market has, again, it's just been up and down. Yes, I have made some good decisions and made maybe some profit off of some options. I'm not going to lie. So, but he does have some influence on the stock market, but it won't last for long periods of time. What they'll do is they'll affect the market, but any bad news or any news affects the market. So.
Wow.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the Diddy information, you guys. It's been a minute. Now,
wow.
The Diddy court trial is basically almost over. It's been 34 days. 34 days.
Right.
So the prosecution has rested their case as of today. The government has rested their case as of today.
Where did Stephanie go?
I believe that a phone call has come into her device and has interrupted our ability to see her. Give her a moment to take that call and come back. But in the meantime, brother, would you please turn down one of your volumes because it's causing an echo? But I don't know if you because when I mute you, it goes away. But I don't want to interrupt you live, but since we have a moment, I said, let me say so now.
Okay, what's up with Stephanie right now?
Yeah, she took a phone call, interrupted her. Give her a hot second. She's gonna return as soon as she clears the line.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you talk about the Diddy trial. Okay.
Yes, and
we want to apologize for that. For that glitch, everyone. This is a new platform for us, and we're still, working on it. So we ask you to be patient with us when it comes to these type of things. You know how we do things.
And here she is. She's back with us now.
Hey, y'all. Now,
she's back with us. There she is. All right, go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, I was going to get into the diddler information. I think the phone went out because I was getting a phone call.
Yes.
Is that why? Okay.
Yes, sister. It'll take your mic and screen away. But you're back now and you look great.
Okay, thank you. All right, you guys. So we're going to get into the Diddy stuff. So as I was saying, the government has rested, they have rested their case at this point. They're going to be going into closing statements probably by Friday, and Monday the jury will be going in to deliberate if Diddy is going to go to jail or not. And it's really crazy because his defense didn't bring anyone in. They didn't, because they feel like they don't have to prove anything. The government has to prove everything. And so I have been watching the case. There's a lot of people who I watch. There's this young lady named Tisa Tales. She's like Wendy Williams 2.0. She's on YouTube. Very smart young lady. She talks facts all the time. So she is saying that the RICO has been proven. Some people are saying where, how, when, how was the RICO proven? Because if you watch the case, the people who did testify against Diddy on the government side was given immunity. So people, and then he had these other people that they never called, which is crazy to me, to testify, which is considered his co-conspirators. And I think if Diddy is found guilty, they will be pressing charges against his executive assistant. Her name is KK. Anyway, long story short, the prosecution has rested their case. His team has rested their case. So by Friday, they should be finishing up their summaries, their closing statements, and by Monday, the jury should be going in to decide Diddy's fate from this point. So by Monday, by next week, I think, but before your birthday, Simmy, or even maybe a few days after your birthday, Diddy may be in jail for a long time, or people are saying it might be a hung jury because the government has to, they have to prove, everyone has to be, all 12 jurors have to agree on the sentencing. If he's guilty or not. So it could be one that say, hey, no, I don't think he's guilty. Where was it proven? What is this? What is just, it's domestic violence. People are saying it's the domestic violence, but trust me, we all know that Diddy had done everything that the government has charged him with. The question is, did the government prove it?
How if it's a RICO case, doesn't he have to have help?
Yes, and so that would be the lady, the co-conspirators, the bodyguards, the people who set up the rooms, the people who helped, who paid with his with bad boy companies, who used the credit cards to pay for these exotic dancers, so to speak, the guys, the women. He flew women back and forth from New York to Miami to California. He paid with all of this with his business. He had his executive KK, the girl, his executive assistant. She organized everything. They have where for me, I think the RICO was somewhat, it took the prosecution. I don't know why I can't say prosecution, but the government basically did lay the foundation in the beginning. They did it one by one. So when they talked to the girl called Capricorn, she was his assistant. He kidnapped her because she was good friends with Suge Knight, and he wanted to know, what did she know? What are you doing? Are you a plant? Are you this or that? He kidnapped her and made her stay in the room and talk and this and that. And then she had to call Cassie to come and trade places with her, because Cassie had left Diddy, and Diddy got mad and said, well, you better call her and trade places with her. So that was kidnapped. He blew up Cassie's boyfriend's car. He broke in the man's house. I mean, I don't think he will go to jail for the rest of his life, because all of the charges that they brought up against him is RICO, I believe, prostitution, coercion, fraud, I believe those are the ones. Sexual assault, like I said, those are the ones. Those are the charges they brought up against him, right? So they have to prove all of that. But I think if he may get off on some of them, but I think that he will get 15 to 25 years. He should at least get that.
Wow.
At least, because he is crazy, like mentally. He is a bona fide sociopath, and anyone who want to question me about that,
he got down. This is the thing about it. A lot of people, they knew how he did things, but some of the people that knew how he did things and knew, they stayed there, Stephanie. They stayed.
well,
why was it so hard for them to walk away? Was it the money?
He's powerful.
Was it the fame? Was it the limelight?
Simmy, he's a powerful man. Think about back in the day during the J-Lo days, and Shine went to jail for him and took that case for him. He shot that woman in the face. But the thing is, he's not getting the charges that they have today are not those charges. I believe, and some other people believe, he has something to do with Tupac's death and Biggie's death and Kim Porter's death. He's a monster. But the charges that they brought up against him does not, people were hoping that the tapes are out there. There are tapes out there that we probably don't know nothing about because they won't allow us to know. I'm sure there are a lot of celebrities caught up in a lot of the stuff. People wanted to see him go down for those, or people testify to those type of things, not his crazy sex life. Because of the baby oil and the Astroglide and all the things that he used. He set up the room. I mean, tons and tons and tons and tons of baby oil. He is, that's why he call him freak offs or whatever he calls them. But it seems like that's what they're questioning. And it's no law against him being that person. But there is laws on how he did maneuver it. He did RICO, they say you have to do for profit, but you don't. You can do it for it to keep, so he could stay powerful, so he can still be valued. And that's what he did. He had all these people work for him, just like the boy, Brandon, who was the drug mule. Remember him? He testified against them, but he didn't really give them any information. And they gave him immunity. They gave him immunity.
The little white boy?
Yes, they gave him immunity, and he still testified in a manner and where it helped Diddy and not the government. It's crazy. Wow. So it's going to be interesting. We should know by next week what his fate will be. If it's a hung jury, he goes back to jail. He starts all over again. They start all over with the whole trial, getting a whole new jury. If it's a hung jury, they have to start.
They got to do it all over again.
And he will be in jail. The only way he can get out if they then allow him to have bail this time around. So we'll see. And so that's what's going on with the Diddy information, you guys. And that's what's happening in the streets. And thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it right here on the SIMMIE Braxton Show. And I'm out.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
You very welcome. Stay around.
We're looking forward to seeing what's up in store next week.
Yes.
Because we got to have in the streets.
Got to have
because that's this 3D world we live in.
Yeah.
And we want to know what's happening. So
yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna stay around
now
for you.
The second
you got
half of the show is be a little soul stroking.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about a little bit about why you exist and the reason that you exist. You're a miracle. Just because you're here. Just think about it. Everybody here is a miracle. Everybody here is a miracle. Everybody here is a chosen one. You're not, everybody, no matter what hand you've been dealt, you're a chosen one. You competed with 2 million brothers and sisters just for the chance to become human. And this process, it requires not only courage, but also luck, some would say. But I beg to differ. I say that it was intention. You were intended to be here. You know, you had to overcome 4 hurdles. The first hurdle is the cervix. That's the gate that only opens in a small opening that only lasts a few minutes. And you have to push your way through this opening. And this 20-centimeter stretch is surrounded by acidic mucus. And the weak competitors will be gripped and collapse here. Only the strongest survive. The strongest runners can break through to the second hurdle. The immune system, that's the second hurdle. Here, the white blood cells and the microphages will kill you mercilessly. And you'll need to evade these hunters to get to the third hurdle, the crossroads of destiny. Only one of 2 paths, one on the right and one on the left, has egg cells. It's a 50% chance. The wrong choice is death. And at this point, you have less than 100 left from the 20 million that were there with you at the beginning. Now it's time for the final sprint. All runners are burning their last protein for energy and trying to push forward. But it's not all about being the first to arrive. There's a layer of defense on the outside of the eggshell. And while the other brothers are still trying to get in, you're so far ahead of the rest, you find a way in and you push your way in. And once you're inside, the outer shell of the egg cell hardens, blocking the passage completely and letting no one else in. And it gets hard. And as the winner of the competition, you release the nucleus in your head with the father's genetic information to form a fertilized egg with an egg cell. Next, you begin to replicate and divide, and your life will begin as a human. That alone allows you to know that you are unique. You are special. You are divine. You are beautiful. You are powerful. And you have purpose. That should let you know that just because you exist, you have a reason to live and a reason to create. You are a creator by nature. I talk about this all the time. Your subconscious mind is the creator of your reality. And I always say, find a mantra or a affirmation, if you will. An affirmation. You know, I say mine all the time. I'm one with the infinite mind of God, and the abundance of the universe flows freely to me. I release every thought of lack or limitation, and I affirm that I am whole, perfect, and complete. I'm a unique expression of the infinite, and everything that I need for my success is within me. And I guarantee you, as you say these things over and over again, and you have to say them like they're already done, like it's already completed, something unique and special and divine happens in your spirit, in your at the very level of your being. You will become that. Trials and tribulations are going to come. Things are going to happen. You know, they're placed in an individual's life. Why? Because you discover the gift of teaching and the valuable lessons received that will add to the expansion of your inner being. And this expansion is designed for you to learn how to master circumstances in your life. Some things happen in your life that you don't particularly prefer. I get it. They're going to come up. But you can use those things for your betterment, for the good. You can use it for your expansion, no matter what it is. You have to change the definition of the things that happen in your life and understand that all things do work together for your eternal good. So look at it as something that you can take and use for your expansion, for your good, to make you better, to make you stronger, to increase who you are at the very level of your being, to know thyself. A lot of people are afraid of the unknown, but you have to go for the unknown, look toward the unknown with excitement. Life is a beautiful thing, man. Life is a beautiful thing. Your beliefs are the building blocks for your reality. It's that you experience. It's about your belief system. You know, uh, this gives you the power to shape your destiny. So you can't let the old stories of the past define who you are today. You got to understand that you are always evolving, always expanding. You're not the same person you were 10 years ago. You're not the same person you were 5 years ago. You're not the same person you were even 5 days ago. You're constantly changing. You're constantly evolving into something different. There are different versions of yourself. There's a Buddhist term that says 3,000 realms in a single moment. That means everything is constantly changing. Nothing stays the same. And you have to understand that as you change, become more and more of who you truly are. Who you are is your divine, your beauty, your love, your kindness, your abundance. Do these things that happen to you in your life, do they really match up with who you truly are? You have to ask yourself, when things happen in your life, is that who I really am? Choose to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Know that you can accomplish these things that you strive to accomplish. Even if sometimes doubts can creep in, but don't let it creep in. Believe in yourself. Hold on to that belief, and even when other people doubt you, because thoughts, you have to guard your thoughts fiercely because they shape the landscape of your life. They do. You have to think about what you're thinking about when you're thinking about it. At all times, think about what you're thinking about. Allow yourself to think about the things that you think about. I always say, stay in the moment because that's what you have. Time is an illusion. And once you really understand and you get it and you allow yourself to really, this has to soak in. This really has, that you're an indestructible, eternal, infinite being having a temporary human experience. But you have to understand that you're an indestructible, eternal, infinite being. That's who you are. That's who you are. That's who you are. Death is an illusion. Time is an illusion. The future is never here. The past is never here. All you have is right now. This moment, right now. So that's why it's so important for you to stay in the moment. Allow yourself to deal with what's in front of you right now. How do you feel right now? Well, I feel good. I always say, and it's important that you wake up in the morning feeling good, telling yourself, this is going to be a great day. I'm excited. There should be some type of excitement that you have with life. There's a beautiful thing. Life is beautiful. That's why you're here, to enjoy life. Yes, you're going to have things that come up, but it's all shaping you and molding and making you into the being that you truly should be. It's for your expansion, for your eternal good. So allow this thing called life to be something that you enjoy. Not something, don't worry. I know it's political things that are happening out there. There are things happening all in the news that we see, that we hear about, and they're constantly trying to pump fear into our heads, our minds through the media, social media. I say don't be afraid, because you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to fear, because you know what? The abundance of the universe is yours. So you don't have to worry about what you're going to eat, where you're going to live, how you're going to have anything. I don't worry about that. And you don't have to worry about that either, because you know that the abundance of the universe flows freely to you. Things can be falling down all around you. People can be starving, but you won't, because you have the mindset of abundance and not lack. Because when you have the mindset of abundance, well, how do you have the mindset of abundance? What do you mean abundance? I'm not a millionaire. What do you mean abundance? Abundance is more than just money. Abundance is doing what you got to do when you got to do it. Abundance is, it could be favor. Somebody, giving you something. You know that the universe is so wide open that everything that you need will be supplied. And that's the mindset that you have to have. That whatever it is that you need, leave the house wanting or needing anything every day. Be thankful for everything that you have. Everything that you have right now. Right now. Take the time out to be thankful for your health and strength. Take the time out to be thankful for the family that does love you, for the family that does care for you. I know that some people got family that can't stand them, or family that doesn't get along with you, that the relationship isn't the way it should be. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. That doesn't mean that you have to be with them or be around them. Keep your heart open to love them from a distance. Still love them, and always keep the hope that maybe one day they can be what they need to be so that you can come together. If not, you did everything that you could, and it's not on you. But you did everything that you could to heal the relationship. That's the way you do, so that you live a life with no regrets. Don't hold on to grudges. Don't hold on to things. Look at this thing like a movie, from the outside looking in. Be an observer and see things, not a judger, and watch things. And just because when you have that mindset, and you flow through life, you move through life with ease. Things don't affect you like they affect other people. You're not affected by the incidents and the things that happen in life, because you have a certain mindset. You're vibrating on a certain frequency that doesn't allow you to be hit with all of the turmoils and all of the discord that's happening in this thing we call life. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, because your mind is different, because of your mindset, the way you think. Your attitude is full of gratitude, because you elevated your frequency. Your vibrational frequency is at a level of love and compassion and forgiveness and kindness. You don't have the same conversations that other people have. And once you realize how precious and how valuable you are, and how valuable your presence is, you won't be spending time with just anybody. You will understand that your time is valuable. Your time that you spend with people is valuable. And so you're not going to be anywhere at any place at any time. You're going to watch where you spend your energy, because you got energy vampires. You got people that will feed off of that, and they don't deserve that, and they deplete you of who you are. And really, as you evolve and as you grow, you learn who and what to be around. You learn that. It becomes something that you are astute. You become aware of your surroundings, and you know that that's not the place you should go. That's not the place you should be. It's like a force field. They keep you stay out of the way of negativity. Negativity cannot come around you, and you make it take you learn the discipline. You become disciplined enough to not do the things that, or hang around the people that you used to hang around with, because you understand the value that you are. See, there are some of you that people that you hang around right now, they know your value. They just hope that you don't know your value. You got to understand how valuable you are, because you got purpose, and you have something that you need to do right now to change not only the people in your small world, but in the world universally, all around, because we're so connected with each other, and your behavior affects other people that you don't even realize you're around, or somebody. Your behavior can affect somebody miles away, hundreds of miles away. That's how deep this is. That's how connected we are. It's in the air. It's all around us. And once you understand how connected we are, because we're connected. It wasn't, religion has separated us. Politics has separated us. We're separated by you over there and we're over there, but we're not. We are one. And once you understand that, you'll start looking at people as precious souls. Somebody that you can connect with. Don't look at the outer shell. Look at the heart. Connect with the people's heart. Be sincere. Open yourself up. Allow yourself to be seen as you are. With love. Don't be afraid. Allow yourself to open up with love and compassion for people. Speak to people. Say hello to people. Connect with people. And some people, I know, I get it. Some people, they going through things. But learn to open yourself up and be a light and shine. And that's what makes you powerful, because you never know what that does to somebody's life, to change their life. You are somebody. You are valuable. You are special. You want something that just to get here makes you a miracle, makes you an amazing individual. Just the process of being born, being conceived. But I'll take it deeper than that. You chose to be here before you became that sperm, that egg made that connection. You chose. You came from somewhere. Where did you come from? You emanated from the source of all that is. You emanated from the source that was here before the beginning of time. You came from that source. You are part of the greater whole. You are. You are. You are powerful, and you have access to that power. You do, to create a life that you desire. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do, because you can. You're powerful. And realize that you have this power. Realize that you have this unique sense of awareness. You have the third eye. You have your intuition, something that they that tell you not to trust yourself. Trust yourself. Allow yourself to be trusted. Trust yourself. Practice on trusting yourself. That voice, that inner voice, that inner knowing. It's not about faith. It's about knowing. You know that you know that you know. How many times have you made a decision and you knew that you shouldn't have made that decision. Something told you. That something was you. That's who you are. And we've been told down through the years to not trust ourselves. Well, who told you that? But if you think about it, some of the best decisions that you ever made, all of the best decisions you ever made, was that inner voice that you had that told you to make that move. And it's not a loud voice. It's a strong, still voice that comes from within. It all comes from within. It all comes from within. It's nothing that comes from without. It's all comes from within. Peace comes from within. Joy comes from within. Compassion comes from within. You have that. Think of a little child and how they are, how loving they are, how caring they are, how forgiving they are. And something happens along the way as they become conditioned, as they grow up, as they are taught by their parents and the environment and things that, teaches them to be otherwise. They talk to people, and they use their imaginations, something that we stopped doing. But you need your imagination to create the things that you want to have. The imagination is important to have. Use your imagination to create the dreams that exceed your imagination. Use them. Use your imagination. Oh, that's crazy. They're going to think you crazy when you start waking up from the dream, waking up to this thing they call reality. We live in a 3D world. We need to advance from the 3D to the 5D to the 6D. Yes, there are dimensions that we live in, parallel universes that are happening right now. There is a parallel universe that exists, a version of you that exists right now. That's that person that goes to the gym all the time, that person that doesn't smoke cigarettes, that person that doesn't do drugs, that person that doesn't, there's a version of you that is designed for you right now, that is existing right now. All you have to do is decide. It takes a decision. Just a decision that you want to do it, that you want to become that. You want to become that person. And you can. It's not an impossible thing. It's not impossible. And you change yourself incrementally. And as you change yourself incrementally, you have to, sometimes it's just words. Speak to yourself. Speak to the little child that's in you. Speak to yourself. Speak to that version of the person that, that the adult that's in you. Speak to the person, that's your future version of yourself. Speak to that person and become the person that you desire. Have a conversation with yourself. Get alone and have a conversation with yourself. You're not by yourself, as a matter of fact. Oh, there's somebody there with you. But you need to be completely by yourself so that you can have a conversation with these versions of yourself, so that you can get some clarity on some things that you need to do to become the individual that you desire to be. And it'll work. It'll work for you. And once you become that individual, you get clarity. Once you get clarity, the minute you get clarity on things, then people think you crazy. You done lost your mind. That's what it is. But that's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about what people are going to think. Think about the joy that you're going to have after you reach clarity. Think about the peace that you're going to have when you're living a life with no regrets. No regrets. Because you can forgive. You're not worried about, you're not holding on to things that happened to you in the past. Somebody did you wrong. You let it go. You're free from all of that. You're free from the opinions of other people. You don't worry. You can't worry about what people think about you. That's the first thing. One of the first things you have to stop worrying about is what people think about you. Don't let it go. You'll get some new friends, and they'll accept you for who you are as you are. And it'll be better off for you. Some people are going to leave your life that you love dearly. You're going to love them dearly. Love them from a distance. It's not going to be hard. It's not going to be hard because you're going to be on a path that you know you're supposed to be on. Not a guess. You're going to know. It's an inner knowing that you know, that you know, that you know. Not a faith. It's a knowingness. Because faith can produce doubt. A knowingness is something concrete behind when you know. You know. Well, how do you know? I just know. And when you know, there's nothing that can stop you from moving in the direction that you need to move in. And when you move in that direction with excitement. Find something that you're excited about. Move in that direction with the excitement that you're passionate about. And grab a hold to it. Like grab the bull by the horn, and ride that puppy until you can't ride it no more. And then find something else to be excited about and passionate about. And as you find these things that you're excited and passionate about, yes, you're going to be in the place of the unknown. Let the unknown be something that's exciting for you to go in that direction. Don't fear the unknown. Be excited about the unknown, because on the other side of the unknown is where you find your true self, your character, who you really are at the very level of your being. It's an exciting thing. Life is for the living, and it's going to be exciting. Ride it, and things will synchronistically happen. They will open up for you in your life. All the things that you desire, one thing after another, will open up for you just the way you desired it. And not only that, it'll go beyond what you even thought it could have become. It'll go beyond it. Don't worry about the outcome or how it's going to be. Just grab hold to the excitement, go for it, be passionate about it. Don't worry about the outcome, and watch your life change. Period. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. It's already in you. You don't have to go nowhere looking for it. Can't nobody give it to you. You already got it. You don't need nothing from nobody else. You got it. It's in you. And this message is for those that understand where I'm coming from, because you already know what I'm saying is true. It's in you. You got it. You don't have to go get it. You don't have to look up in the sky. You don't have to look around the corner. You don't have to look for it in a man. You don't have to look for it in a woman. You are whole and you are complete right now. Right now. You are everything you need to be. Just find it and have that conversation with yourself. And I guarantee you'll get the answer. I'm going to wrap it up right there. And we're going to come back next week with some more in the streets and some more soul stroking with the USB soul stroke. That's what it is. We're going to hit the level. We're going to go deep. And we hope and we pray that you get something out of this that will propel you and catapult you to levels in your life. That's the main objective. That's the main objective. That it sparks something inside you, because you do it just remind you of who you are. I just want to remind you of who you are. And once you're reminded, you make the move to become the greatest person and the greatest version of yourself that you could ever be. So with that being said, take care. Peace and blessings to you all. And always remember, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that me, USB, on behalf of Stephanie and myself, always remember, beyond a shadow of doubt, that me, USB, I truly do love you, my friend. Take care. Peace and blessings to you all. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. We're out of here. Take care, Stephanie.
Bye, Simmy.